What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some hand fighting tips that you guys can use off the line of scrimmage to create some separation. We focus a lot on our feet, but today we're going to be focusing on mainly just the hands, what you guys can do to set up a DB, and how you guys can use the hands that he throws at you to your advantage and combine that with the technique that you use with your lower half off the line of scrimmage, okay? And guys, if you're a receiver and you want to get better at catching, you want to improve your hands, you want to be more automatic with your hands, check out that link in the description that says improve your hands in 30 days, 30-day program to improve your hands with hand-eye coordination drills, grip strength drills, and just overall repetition drills you guys can use to improve your hands. Let's get started with this breakdown. So the main thing we're going to talk about is anytime we set up a DB to the opposite side of the release that we want to go, we want to know that we only got to beat this arm, right, to get off a press. A lot of people make this way too complicated. A lot of people think too hard about this, right? And they work too many different things. It's just about being able to get off press and keep the timing with the quarterback, right? We have moves that can take care of this guy at the top of the route rather than just worrying about beating him off the line and then having a crap top of the route move. You want to be able to get some separation, keep timing with the quarterback, because his entire goal, this DB, the whole reason why he gets hands is because, A, it's easier to play with you that way and to screw up the timing. That's the whole point, right? Mainly for timing purposes, right? We get hands on him, we screw up the timing, we make the quarterback go off of this read, right? So now, when we come off the line of scrimmage and you see, if we work this DB here, let's play it full speed, then we'll break it down. So you see he works to the inside, gets that DB to lean, and he knows all I got to do is beat this outside arm. If you get him off balance and you set him up to the outside, this is the only arm you got to beat in any situation, right? In any situation, you got to know that I got to beat this outside arm. I got to be able to swat him by and take this outside release. Now, let's go back to the top here. So I think the main thing that people get too caught up in, okay, I got to fight this hand, I got to fight this hand, we got to do all kinds of fancy things. When you set this DB up to the outside and you could get him to lean, you get some weight on this outside leg, he's only going to try to recover with this hand, because believe me, he's not just going to let you run straight by him, right? So he's going to try to recover with his left. Now, I know when he's going to try to recover with his left, this is his only option to be able to grab me and open up these hips. But if I can attack a point of control, which is his elbow, wrist, sometimes back of the shoulder, I can get his hands off of me, his hands going here, and then his hips will lock out. If I get his hips to lock out, I can get some separation back up over the top. Now, and see how he sets him up here, throws him his hands here. In this situation, we could just kind of avoid, but I still wanted to point this out because this is a great example. We want to swat. You see how this guy swats that wrist. Point of control, let's get those hands off of it. Because so what, even if, let's say, we don't beat him that bad, even if, let's say, he recovers with this outside arm and is able to get hands and run with me, I still got off a press. I still got my outside release. I still got some separation off the line, as much separation as I needed to keep timing with the quarterback. Now, I could take care of him with the move at the top of the route, right? So you got to know to get off of press, to keep timing with your quarterback, you've got to beat the arm of the side of the release that you're going to go. Let's say he wanted to take an inside release, right? Let's say we wanted to take an inside release. We want to beat this arm, right? Now, this might be a little bit harder against press, against man coverage, right? But maybe I set him up to the outside, and I know he's going to try to get hands on me here with this arm because he's going to try to force me to the sideline. I'll beat that arm, and I take the inside release, right? That's what you guys got to be able to do. We got to understand which hand that we do need to beat. It's not complicated. It's not rocket science off the line, okay? Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So he comes off here, throws the hand, get the hands off, and then pop this thing right off on this route. The ball's thrown a little bit late. DB's able to recover, but overall, great rep. Now we're going to be talking about a situation where you could draw this DB in and make him make a mistake. So, anytime we work kind of a hesitation slide release, right? DB's got two options if we handle this correctly and if we're in the right range. DB can either come at us and try to jam, or he can stay with us, stay disciplined, and watch my hips, right? So you see how when he slides, DB tries to jump him off the line with hands, which will happen. Then we take care of him at the top of the route, right? That's exactly what I mean by having a plan at the top of the route, being able to just keep the timing with the quarterback, being able to get separation, right? So let's go back to this release. Now, when you slide and you work kind of any wide step release, any kind of hesitation slide release, any kind of hesitation skip release, you got to understand that you're changing the tempo on this dude, right? And when we go slower, sometimes you're going to get a more physical DB who's going to try to choke you off the line, going to try to go for your neck, try to just jam you completely off this thing and reroute you. But you guys got to understand, when he comes at you like this and you see his body, he's off balance. He doesn't have his base anymore. So all we got to do is we got to have a plan for it, right? What did he want to do? He wanted to take an outside release. So which arm does he got to beat. He's just got to beat this right arm. So he comes at you with two hands. Let's be physical. You could pull both hands. You could swat that right hand and really attack that elbow, really attack that forearm, and be able to get him off. You see how he's just here? Allen, what does he do? Keenan Allen swats with both hands, attacks both of them. He's not afraid to be physical. He keeps a good pad level. That's also important. What a lot of guys do is when a guy tries to jam him, they take that first back step. They bring their chest up and they lean back. DB catches you on your back foot, and then you're knocked off of this route, right? You got to be able to go forward. You got to have that. You got to have that pretend like let's say like somebody's trying to arrest you or somebody's trying to grab you, put you in handcuffs, and carry you out of a place. But you sink your weight down to the floor, it's a lot harder for them to carry you, right? So same idea right now. This guy's coming at you. It's a lot harder for him to push you back if you have your weight going forward, right? It's just how the body works. It's just how weight works, right? It's not that complicated. Be able to keep your weight forward. Be able to have a good pad level. It's a lot harder to push a guy back when he's leaning forward, going straight into you. I'm not saying lean forward, but hopefully you guys know what I mean by pad level. And then we have a plan. We're not afraid of the contact. Anytime a guy tries to jam us, not afraid of the contact. I swat his hands, I attack his hands, and then I push up vertical, right? And you see here, DB's still got hands. DB's still hip to hip with them. He's got his head down, his oh shit mode. He's looking back for the ball. We take care of him at the top of the route. That's where we create separation, right? We create separation at the top of the route. We keep timing off the line. Yeah, it's great if we create some separation as well with our move off the line, but we got to make sure we keep timing. We got to make sure we don't let them get hands to disrupt the timing. Let's watch this thing again full speed. So next technique we're going to be talking about after we hit this, slide, get those hands off. Now we're going to be talking about this shoulder lean technique and how to rip underneath. We're going to be looking at Kittle here. So you see how when a DB's trying to get hands and you dip that shoulder, it's very hard for him to be able to know where you're going and to keep the hands on you, right? So you see Kittle, he works this kind of 1-2 release and he takes this inside, right? You see how he's able to get this DB flat, or this linebacker, I'd say, flat-footed, right? Now, again, tough to say because, right, I mean, obviously, like, this is just at any level. There's some beasts in the NFL, no doubt. I think everybody is. But corners are going to be a little bit more athletic, a little bit better footwork than a linebacker would, right? So if we could get him to stop his feet, especially a linebacker, a slower, less athletic guy than a quick DB out there, very important we don't let him get his hands because that's what he relies on. So you see how he's here, Kittle. If he wants to take this out, or this inside release here, he's going to dip this right shoulder. You see how he's up over the top and he swats him by, right? You see, he could have probably dipped a little bit more, but you see how he's here, he just shrugs him off. And that's the thing about this shoulder dip. If you would have dipped that shoulder a little bit more and his hand would be on the top of his shoulder pad, you could literally just shrug this guy off, work to get back over the top, and then make a move at the top of the route. So you see how he's here, he shrugs him off, and then he's able to get back over the top and get this linebacker on his back hip so he could restack him, and then he makes this move at the top of the route, right? Again, it's all about keeping timing. It's all about having a good pad level. It's all about being able to get that DB's hands off of you. And you see he gets to the top of the route, he gives him this little peek back, throw it this upper half. I know it's kind of tough to see right here. The clip kind of cuts off. But again, if you can get those hands off at the top, at the line of scrimmage, and you get to the top of the route, and there's a situation where he's maybe running hip to hip with you, or maybe he has no hands on you, that's when it starts to get real fun, and that's how we can start to create a lot of separation. Let's watch this thing full speed again one more time. Great job. We could have dipped that shoulder a little bit more, but that's another technique you guys can use off the line. So you see how he comes here. He gives him this 1-2, dip that shoulder, shrug him off. Shrug those hands off, be able to get some space, make this stick, move at the top of the route, and create some separation. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, if you guys have any questions, leave those in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And also, guys, if you want to get better at catching, you want to improve your hands, be automatic catcher over the middle, over the shoulder, what have you, check out the link in the description that says 30 days, improve your hands in 30 days. I'll see you guys next time.